In today's world, cannabis is often dismissed as just a recreational drug, something to relax with after a long day. But what if I told you that cannabis, when used with intention and respect, has the power to awaken your soul and open gateways to higher dimensions? Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, understood the true potential of this sacred plant, and today, we're going to reveal the forbidden rituals that once allowed the ancient Egyptians to harness the power of cannabis for spiritual awakening. For centuries, certain groups have kept this knowledge hidden, but the truth is, the key to unlocking higher consciousness has always been within your reach. You've been told that cannabis is only for pleasure, but the truth is far more profound. It is a doorway to spiritual enlightenment, a tool for connecting to the divine, accessing deeper wisdom, and expanding your consciousness. Before we dive deeper into these sacred teachings, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever experienced a moment of clarity or deep insight while using cannabis? What if this plant was intentionally designed to help you connect with higher realms? Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future revelations. And let me know in the comments, what has been your most profound experience with cannabis? Let's start the conversation about its true potential. Let's take a step back and look at the history of cannabis use in ancient civilizations. Long before cannabis became associated with recreational use, it was viewed as a sacred plant with divine properties. In ancient Egypt, cannabis was not just a physical substance, it was considered a gift from the gods, a way to connect with the spiritual realms. The Egyptians believed that certain plants held the ability to open the mind and transcend the physical body. Cannabis, in particular, was revered as a tool for spiritual awakening. In the sacred temples of Egypt, initiates were taught how to use cannabis as a sacred sacrament, a tool for deepening their connection with the divine. But over time, this knowledge was hidden from the masses. The true use of cannabis was reserved only for the highest spiritual initiates, those who understood its power and its connection to the divine. Thoth, the god of wisdom, kept these rituals secret, passed down only to those who were ready to understand the depths of the plant's power. What was once a sacred tool was turned into something misunderstood, dismissed, and even criminalized. But the truth is, cannabis was never meant to be feared. It was meant to be revered and used wisely. To understand how cannabis works as a tool for awakening, we must first understand the nature of consciousness. Thoth's teachings emphasize that our consciousness is far more expansive than most people realize. We are not limited to the physical world. Our true nature extends beyond our physical form, and cannabis can be the key to unlocking these higher dimensions. When you use cannabis with intention, you create a state of heightened awareness, which allows you to access deeper parts of your consciousness. This is not a coincidence. The plant interacts with your brain in a way that enhances your ability to perceive alternate realities and unlock hidden knowledge. This is why, for centuries, shamans and mystics have used cannabis as a tool for spiritual journeys, rituals, and divine communion. Through the use of cannabis, you are essentially expanding your mind's capacity to perceive. You see beyond the ordinary, beyond the veil of the physical world, and into the spiritual realms where ancient wisdom resides. This is why Thoth's teachings warn that cannabis is not to be used casually. When used with respect and intention, it can open portals to knowledge and experiences far beyond what the ordinary mind can comprehend. So how exactly did the Egyptians use cannabis for spiritual purposes? The answer lies in the rituals and sacred ceremonies that were performed in the temples of Egypt. These rituals were not simply about consuming the plant. They were about creating a sacred space, a space where the mind and spirit could be open to receiving divine wisdom. Thoth's teachings included instructions on how to prepare the body and mind for the experience. The plant was used alongside sacred chants, oils, and incense that helped raise the frequency of the practitioner. These rituals were carefully crafted to ensure that cannabis would unlock the spiritual faculties of the mind, enabling the practitioner to journey through higher dimensions of consciousness. In these rituals, cannabis was consumed with reverence. It was seen not as a casual indulgence, but as a sacred offering, a way to align the self with divine purpose and receive wisdom directly from the gods. And through these rituals, the ancient Egyptians were able to access realms of knowledge and experience that remain hidden from most today. Now that we understand how cannabis was used by the ancient Egyptians, let's explore how you can begin to use this sacred plant for your own spiritual awakening. The first step is to approach cannabis with reverence and intention. This is not about recreational use. It's about using the plant to open the doors of perception and expand your consciousness. Before you even consume the plant, take a moment to set your intention. What do you want to gain from this experience? Are you seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper connection to the divine? Your intention will help direct your experience and ensure that the cannabis works as a tool for awakening rather than just as a temporary escape. The next step is to create a sacred space, a quiet, peaceful environment where you can be alone with your thoughts and the plant's energy. Use incense, music, or whatever rituals resonate with you to set the tone for your experience. Just as the ancient Egyptians prepared their bodies and minds for the sacred rituals, you too must prepare. This can include breathing exercises, meditation, or simply quieting the mind to ensure you are receptive to the experience. The goal is to enter a state of openness and receptivity, where the cannabis can enhance your spiritual journey and provide access to higher realms. Thoth's teachings emphasize the importance of purification, not just of the body, but of the mind and soul. By clearing your thoughts and focusing on the present moment, you allow the plant to work its magic and open your consciousness to the divine wisdom waiting to be revealed. As you use cannabis in this sacred way, you may begin to experience a shift in consciousness. You might see symbols, hear messages, or feel a deep sense of connection to something greater than yourself. This is the power of expanded awareness, the ability to perceive realities that were once hidden. In these moments, you may have profound insights about your life, your purpose, and the universe itself. You might even connect with guides or ancestors who offer wisdom and clarity. The cannabis is opening the door to these higher dimensions, allowing you to gain knowledge that transcends ordinary experience. This is the transformation that Thoth promised. Through the sacred use of cannabis, you can awaken to your true self, access higher wisdom, and step into your full potential as a spiritual being. The most important thing to remember is that this knowledge has always been available to you. The ancient Egyptians and countless other civilizations used cannabis as a tool for spiritual growth and connection to the divine. This knowledge was hidden for centuries, but it is now coming to light once again. As you begin to use cannabis in this sacred way, you are reclaiming the power that has always been yours. You are awakening to the truth of who you are and stepping into your divine potential. You are not just a physical being, you are a spiritual being, capable of navigating the higher dimensions of consciousness and accessing the wisdom of the universe. Now it's time for you to awaken. The question is, are you ready to use cannabis for spiritual enlightenment? Are you ready to unlock the hidden truths of the universe and experience life on a higher plane?